Hello and welcome. This is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. Happy New Year. I wanted to share with you my newest junk journal that I have made off camera because the way I made it is the same one I've already made a few times. So I will link a video below where you can actually see me go through the process. This is the flexible binding that Johanna Cloth uses as well, or has used as well, and she had a tutorial on it a while ago. And since my last one, the one I used for December Daily, was an altered book, and I really didn't enjoy that I was so restricted with the amount of pages, because obviously when you have an altered book, the pages are in there and you can't take them out unless you tear out more in the middle, but I didn't want to do that. So I really want to go back to this flexible binding method where I can on the go choose to take some out, to put some more in, to rearrange them as I want. So I really enjoy this flexibility, and so that was the reason to go back to this one. Now the cover might seem maybe a bit odd for me. I don't know. These are definitely not my usual colors, but it was calling out to me because for me this is the perfect combination of being done with winter and Christmas, but obviously it's January, so we are still in the middle of winter. And so this for me, with the black background and then the butterflies coming out, is kind of the transition of going, you know, leaving winter and going to spring, which obviously is not going to happen yet, but it is my inner wish to happen. So that's why this was like the perfect book. And also inside, I saw that after I made my decision, it actually had some pictures of dragonflies. So I thought, okay, this is it. This is the book for me. And it was already falling apart. And it's a book from 1923. The translated title means Butterfly Dance. And yeah, so I took the insides out and made this journal out of it. The back is black, and something else I did, because the edges were, a lot of them were really looking horrible, and the gray cardboard was showing through all the way on the edges all around. So all I did was I took I have this Daler Rowney acrylic paint marker in black, and so that's the beauty of using a black cover. I could just go over all the parts that weren't black anymore, and you cannot see that I've gone over it. So this is brilliant. I'm so happy that this worked. And so now it looks a lot better than it did when I started working with it. I wish I would have taken a photo of how it looked before, but I neglected to do that. I apologize. So on the spine, we have some lovely charms. I just love the charms. I missed those on my December Daily, actually. So now I have charms, and these are very, very meaningful to me, most of them, because the majority of these are from my mom. My mom used to put these kind of charms on just the backs of books that she had in her bookshelf. So there would be one charm hanging out of more or less each book. And so she collected these from her travels around the world. And so I inherited her collection. It's a pretty good collection. And so a lot of these are from there. So they are from around the world. Like you can see, this is from the Netherlands. I love having it there, and I love it also because now through my YouTube channel I have had the pleasure of getting in touch with so many of you lovely people, or Dutch people, that that now I have a more personal connection to this as well. This one is from my mom. And this one is also very special because my dad used to really do some serious mountain climbing, and so this would be like the rope they would use for the climbing, and the shoes, and this, I don't know what this is called, to hack into the mountain. So this is really, really sentimental for me to have there. This beautiful bead is from Elaine, from her Happy Mail, and there's one more I have from her, so this one as well, which she made somehow directly onto the wire. I don't know what that would look like when she does it, but beautiful, beautiful. Then this one is also so cute. It's like for a kind of like a bundt cake, I guess you would call it. And then there's this little parrot. And this, I don't know what this stands for. It says JP. And it says HJLT Shin. I have no idea what this means. But anyway, I thought it was very pretty. And this figure is adorable. All the parts move. So this is a girl and there was a guy too. So adorable. Yeah, so those are my charms. Oh yeah, and I have a spoon and the scissors. Those I have from a craft fair from October, but I just think they're so adorable. Yeah, so those are the charms. And inside I chose this this designer paper because I thought it went well with the theme. And there's no pockets yet or anything in the front or the back. I used some book cloth to go all the way around, front and back. Yeah, and maybe I'll just give you a very quick flip through. I exclusively used papers that I had already pulled out of books that were in my stash because I'm trying to reduce. And speaking about reducing, I have planned a new, I don't think it's going to be a series, maybe it'll be 2 parts. It'll be either 1 or 2 videos. There is there has been for a few years now, there's a challenge on YouTube called, I think it's called the 30-day Minimalism Challenge or something like that. And what you do is you declutter, and you declutter on day 1, 1 thing, on day 2, 2 things, etc., etc., until you get to day 30 where you declutter 30 things. And I would like to do that for my craft supplies, which sounds like a huge challenge because I think in total it's really a big amount of things that you will have to declutter. And also I've already been decluttering craft supplies, so this will be a double challenge for me. But I want to do this. I have been decluttering throughout my apartment, and I will continue to do so. This is a very long process. I've been doing this for, well, I started about 3 years ago on and off, and now I had another run. And yeah, I'm going to continue this, and I can't just leave out my craft supplies. I have to do my craft supplies as well because I'm overwhelmed with it. I have too much. And so that is what I want to do. So I hope that's something that might be interesting for you as well, because maybe it will inspire you to also declutter the craft supplies. Of course, only that doesn't bring you joy anymore. That is very essential. Don't just get rid of stuff you love. Okay, so now I actually want to do my first spread in this journal. And I thought, what better way to start it, and this is something I usually don't do, but somehow I'm inspired this year to do it, is to have kind of like a vision for this year. So I want to make an envelope with, and of course this is going to be a coin envelope because that's what I love making. And in it I'm going to put some photos that I have already printed out. I'll show you those in a moment. With 6 things that I want to focus on this year, and I want to be held accountable for them, which is why I'm filming it, because sometimes we make New Year's resolutions and then, you know, they get lost and we don't think about them anymore, and that's that. So I'm not usually one to make New Year's resolutions, but this time I really want to have like this vision, because I do want to accomplish or do a few things with my life this year. And so I want to document that. So now I've already printed these, as I said, and so I'll just show you these for now, and I will explain what is behind them in a little bit. So the first one I chose, so I just Googled these. 2 of them are actual photos that I've taken, but the other 4 are things that I have found online. So one is be the best version of you. Then we have less is more. Then we have planning. Then there's this one, which is actually a photo I took, and this stands for relax. The 5th one is about moving. This is a photo, a selfie I took of happy times when I was running a lot. And this one is about food, and yeah, I will go into that once I tackle these. So these I want to put into a coin envelope. So what I want to do first is just make a very, very simple coin envelope. So let's start with that. I've already chosen my paper. So this is from a Japanese book. I love the Japanese script. So we are going to, yeah, I think we'll do it like this. And this is too long, or too wide, I should say. So I'm going to just cut it here. Okay, now very simply fold one in, fold the other in so that they overlap. Then you fold up the bottom, you fold down the top, open it up, then you get rid of the outer flaps on both sides, cutting these angles on the middle flap. It's really like the easiest thing to do and so much fun. I don't know how many countless envelopes I've made like this. They're great for Happy Mail as well. And then just to make it be able to close a little better, and because it also looks nice, I just cut these top bits a little bit slanted. So that it looks kind of like this. Now the question is, do we ink it up? No, I'm not inking it up. So I'm just using my glue stick. I'm gonna put some glue along the edge here. And then glue down the bottom flap, or glue up the bottom flap, however you want to see that. Okay, so that's done. Now we do want to decorate this a little bit, don't we? So why don't I take one of these original book page images, and I'm just gonna tear it. Now let's ink it up with my vintage photo. I think it's great to have the, I was gonna say butterfly, the dragonfly on this envelope, because obviously it symbolizes my brand name, and since we're talking about visions for this year, I think this is just perfect. So, and I do want to add a title here, so maybe I will just stamp that. So I'm going to just stamp it on this part of the book page that is left. And I'm going to use my Clickable alpha stamps. I have those linked below in my Amazon affiliate links in case you cannot find them anywhere. I bought these at Michael's in the States, so if you're in the States, you can probably still find them there. Whoops. So, I mean, these I didn't. These I found at Amazon, and these I bought in the States. I didn't even know they had these because I didn't see them at Michael's when I was there. And I'm going to use my red Ladybug Memento Ink. I have these linked below as well if you are interested. These are permanent inks, so they are great to use. So I'm going to write here, I think I'll just write vision for 2020 instead of 2020 vision, because that just sounds funny. That sounds like I'm sitting at the, what is he called? Optician? Eye doctor? 2020 vision. Yeah, I wish I had 2020 vision, but I don't. So I think I'll just call it vision for 2020, although that is longer. Now, the challenging thing is when I stamp 2020, I can't stamp it in one because I only have one of each number. So that might take a few times to actually work out to line them up correctly. We'll see. Oh, that actually worked the first time. That never happens. And I stamped them kind of farther apart because I'm going to I want to use the words separately. So that's what that looks like, very simple. And so now we need to work on the cards or the photos. So I'm gonna give these round corners because I just think that's cute. And I will ink these up. Okay, I have inked them all up, both sides, and I don't really care in what order they are. They're all pretty much equally important to me. So what I thought I would do is, I think I'll probably also give them a title, the ones that don't have a title. So this one and this one. So these three don't need a title because it's kind of obvious. But these three, I think I want to give a title to, but I will do that after I actually write on the back. So I want to start with this one. So I will first write on the back and then I will tell you what it's about. Okay, so the story behind this is a few years ago, I tried veganism for a year. Really enjoyed it, actually. Then, actually, because of a vacation that I had with my hubby in the States 2 years ago, I found that it was too difficult on a road trip to do this, and I kind of gave up on it, and I ate everything. Fast food, junk food, everything. And since then, I was not able to get back into it, which really bugged me. I did become a vegetarian for a while, but didn't stick to that either. So I'm not happy with myself for not having gone back to it. So as of January 1st, I'm back being vegetarian. Maybe I will go back to being vegan another time further down the road, but my first step, I think, is going back to being a vegetarian. That's the first one. So this one is the one about moving. So this one, as I said, this was a photo I took of myself running at Schönbrunn Palace, or at the park of Schönbrunn Palace, and I will put some photos in for you to see what that looks like. And it's absolutely amazing. It was always my favorite time of the day. It's pretty far from my flat, so I have to walk and take the subway and walk again to get there. So it takes a lot of time, because when I'm there, I'm usually there for an hour. So this whole thing would take me like almost 3 hours. So that, I mean, that's time which is hard to carve out of your day. But I guess if I get up early enough, I could do it, but not in winter, because it's not fun when it's dark. So once it gets lighter again earlier, that's something I want to definitely go back to. But in the meantime, I still need to move. So I have been going to the fitness center sporadically and walks with my best friend and her dog, but nothing regularly. And I miss it and I don't feel good. And so I either need to go on long walks, or I need to go to my dreaded fitness center, because I just think there's no fun in a fitness center. I don't think there's any way around it. I have a membership, it's very close to my flat. I have no excuse, so I need to do this. So that is something else I want to tackle again this year. So this was the one for relax. So my issue with relaxing this past year in 2019 was that because I was no longer employed and I was my own boss, so to say, I always felt like I had to be productive 7 days a week. And whenever I didn't feel productive, I tried to relax a bit, but I always felt guilty relaxing, because I thought there's so many things I could be doing instead. So this year I want to focus more on relaxing and not feeling guilty about it, but enjoying when I'm relaxing, and then I know I'll be more productive afterwards. But there's no point in just always trying to be productive. And I mean, what are people gonna remember you for being productive, or for being a good person, or for being a good friend, or a good wife, or whatever? I mean, it's ridiculous. I need to stop thinking always about just being productive. So that's that one. Then we have be the best version of you. So this one for me is about working on self-development and growing as a person. I think that's something I wish to do until the day I die one day. And I want to just keep getting to know myself better, and to know my strengths and weaknesses, and to just keep working on myself as a person. I think it's very exciting to get to know yourself better. Moving on to planning. So this one is about having an actual plan for this year, for my business, for my YouTube channel, for my upcoming online store. Like, I want to have goals, but not goals in numbers. I just want to have an idea where I'm going with everything, and to kind of track that, instead of just kind of letting things take their own path and seeing where it takes me. I've kind of done that in 2019, but I feel like now it is time to actually have a strategy and to figure out how I can make everything work. And the last one is less is more. So this one is about keeping up with the decluttering of all aspects of my life. I just want to have less things, because less makes me more happy. I'm realizing that more and more through the years, and too much stuff I feel is weighing me down. And whenever I get rid of stuff, I can just breathe more freely and really enjoy the beautiful things I have when they're not mixed up with a lot of stuff that I don't need. So I want to value my possessions and I want to cherish them, and I feel like in order to really do that, I need to get rid of everything else. So that's gonna be a long process, but I just wanna stick with it for this year and see where it takes me. So I will go over this one a few times throughout the year, I think, to see how we can move forward with this, and hopefully to inspire you to maybe do this as well, at least with some of your craft supplies if you have too much. So now I just want to put titles on these 3. And I will do that again by using my alphabet stamps, and I will just use some more of this scrap paper. Okay, so now I just want to put all of these in my envelope. And then we're going to put this in the journal. Maybe they should go somewhere in the beginning. I'm not gonna work in this chronologically, like I usually don't do that anyway, but for this one, I think I wanna have this somewhere in the beginning. And I think I'll just do it on the first page. It has a flap here, but that doesn't really matter. I will just find a paper clip and clip this on, so you can still see the beautiful plants there. Okay, nothing fancy, just a little gold paper clip. So that's my first spread in this new journal. I love it. I love it a lot. So let me know if the decluttering of craft supplies is something that you might enjoy watching, or you might enjoy joining me even. And yeah, hope to see you in the next video, and hope you have a good start of the year. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.